Hello and welcome back to my model horse collection. We're on shelf 2, week 3, and hopefully this will be the end of the shelves that are above my head. We'll start with the El Pastor mold. This is from the Black Horse Ranch collection. I got him from the dispersal at Breyer Fest last year or the year before. He's just a very nice chalky. He got the Breyer Fest blanket on him randomly. I love this mold. I say that a lot, but I guess it's because I'm a model horse hobbyist and I buy these horses because I like them. Next, we have a really interesting one. I need to do a lot more research, and he probably is the one that needs the blanket on him. This, I believe, is a owner special run, probably from the 80s. I bought him from a hobbyist as a test run in the early 90s. So I need to do more research on him. He is a very, very nice red bay chalky. So he's got that very chalky back leg back here. It's the only place you can see that chalkiness. Absolutely no records. Haven't done any research on him since I bought him. He's just sat up here on the shelf. So this video may be my impetus to actually go out and research and see what he is. Next, we have a really pretty horse. He is really nice roan. He is a limited edition from 2012, and I think he is from the Passage to the Pacific Breyer event in San Diego. Another very small run number, and they did a really beautiful job with his painting and the little extra bits and paint job that they did on him. I think they did a nice job. So then this guy is the original Friesian mold. He came out when I was starting to come into the hobby, late 80s, and it's the original issue. I bought him from a toy store back in the day, back when I was starting to get into the hobby and looking actively for horses. I think they did a nice job with that mold. And then we have a Jamboree special run. I don't remember, and he's not marked. I don't remember what year, but Cheryl Leisure always did a gorgeous job picking molds and colors. And the dapple gray on him is just beautiful. Another one that she knocked out of the ballpark with color and mold choice. I think that was a Christmas themed year, if I remember correctly. Down in the big Jamboree show down in Southern California. Then we have Pluto, poor unloved Pluto. This is a very rare special run. This is the Spiegel special run. I don't remember what year, late 90s probably. Spiegel had horses in their catalog. They had an actual physical catalog. And the horse that was pictured was this horse. This is the original Pluto mold, who is a base coat chalky solid white horse. It's a really fragile paint job. That's why he has a blanket on. And I got this one straight out of the box from a toy store back in the day. This mold came out about the same time as the Friesian, when they were only doing one mold a year, maybe, if we were lucky. So everybody thought this was what you were going to get. So nobody ordered him because nobody likes Pluto. Well, evidently Spiegel actually bought a special run. This is a really pretty soft dapple gray, non-chalky, beautifully painted. I bought this horse from Nancy Young when she was dispersing her collection. And they are exceptionally rare because very few hobbyists bought them, because they thought they were a regular run. By the time we figured out somebody ordered one, and this was before the internet happened, so by the time somebody got one, realized it was a special run, and started getting the word out to people, it was too late. They were sold out from the actual catalog. So most of these horses went to non-hobbyists, mostly to kids who played with them. So there's not a lot of them. He's a very, very rare and fairly unknown special run because he never got published at the time. So there's my Plutos. Then another favorite, you're shocked, I know, my Sham. He is the horse that got me back into the hobby. He is sculpted by Rich Rudish, and I absolutely, positively fell in love as soon as I saw him at my local toy store down in Thousand Oaks in California. Love the color, love the pose, love everything about him, and he was a big show horse back in the day. That's why he has all of the ribbons on him. They aren't all his, but I think he looks cool with them. So he is probably the horse that actually got me into the model horse hobby, because when I was at that toy store buying this horse, I found this crazy magazine called Just About Horses. Back before the internet, that was how you found out about stuff in the hobby. And so I found out there was a hobby, and the rest is history here 40 years later. Next we have another Black Horse Ranch collection horse. This is the Sears special run. This is the glossy Sham. I wanted him for a long time because, like I said, Sham's my favorite model, and the gloss just totally makes him pop. So had to have Sham and his glossy brother. And I keep the cards with them so that I remember which ones are the Black Horse Ranch. Next we have a Legionario 3. This is another Congress. They liked the chestnut for the Congress special runs. This one's from 1985. Again, a really small run because the hobby was very small back in 85. Bought him at a Jamboree auction, benefit auction. Gosh, back in the 90s sometime. I can't remember which one it was. I remember sitting in the audience, but that's about all. Then we have the Bluegrass Bandit mold. This is another Breyer special event horse. This is from the Wisconsin special event. I had an absolutely terrible number pick, so he was the only horse that I got from that event because I was so far back. But I love him. I think it's a great mold. I think it's a great color on him, so I was perfectly happy. And then we have just kind of a random Stretch Morgan. I don't know why he's here because he's just a really nice bay. Back in the day, they were very scarce. He has just a star, which for him is the common. I wanted him for a long time because you couldn't find him a long time ago. So I finally got one, and now that I got him, he's considered common, but he stays on the shelf. We'll see for how long. Next we have a glossy, I think this is Cody from the Bonanza. He's a Bonanza horse. This guy is a glossy prize model from Breyer West. I don't remember which year, but I think I won him with one of my Lonesome Glories, so we'll get to the horse that won him in a little bit, but he's a pretty scarce prize model because Breyer West, back in the day when it was in Sacramento, was pretty popular, but still much smaller than Breyer Fest. So finally we get to my original decorators. This is the Running Mare and Foal in gold Florentine. Mom bought these for me when I was a little girl and I used to play with my horses. She bought them because it was a mommy and a baby and she thought they were so pretty together. And that was back in the day when I used to play with my horses. So, fortunately, since these guys were gold, they weren't a real horse color, they ended up watching the rest of the horses while they played. This was the queen and this was the prince, and they watched all of the rest of the horses when I played with them and took them on vacation. So they're actually still in very good condition, which is very good because they are very rare, scarce, and desirable. She bought them as a set, probably back in the late 80s. And so these guys are one of the few remnants of my original carpet herd. Thank you, Mom. And we've reached the end of shelf 2. So next week we'll pick up and start with shelf 3.